Hello everyone, in this video we are going to deep dive into string manipulation in JavaScript. This is where things start to get fun. Strings are everywhere in programming. Usernames, messages, notification, log, and JavaScript gives you powerful tools to work with them. We are going to cover template literals, how to get the length of a string, and a bunch of handy string methods. And finally, a key concept, immutability. So you really understand how strings behave behind this. Let's start with template literals. These are cleaner modern way of combining strings and variables. First, I'll give you an example of the old way, strings. So I declare one variable name, mark, and to display this, my name is. As you can see that this works. When strings or the length of the strings get bigger, they also becomes messy. So if I run this string manipulation.js, so you can see my string getting console.log. Now the same thing with template literal. So if we use template literal, so let me comment this out. We use backtick. My name, wherever you want to reference a variable or use a value, you write $, curly braces, and inside the curly braces you write the name of the variable. So if I run this again, see I am getting the same and with one exclamation mark. As you can see that we have gotten the same result. Yeah, this is way easier to write, cleaner to read, and way better when you're working with longer string or even multi-line text. For example, starting with the backticks cost $, and then the referencing variable, the syntax is $1 and two curly braces, one opening and one closing. So let me clear my terminal, and when I run this again, you can see that template literals make the strings cleaner and easier to read. Next up, let's talk about the length property. This tells you how many characters are in a string, and that includes spaces and symbols too. So what do I mean by that? So if I have a string named this is this. So now if I want to check the length of the string, I can type my string. It will give you the length of the string. We can calculate 1, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Use, as you can see, 19. This is useful when you are doing things like validating input, like checking if a username is too long or too short, or limiting how many characters a user can type in a form. Let's move into some string methods. These are built-in functions you can call on a string to do useful stuff. So here are some of the most common ones. I will comment out all the and I will write the name uppercase. So as you can guess that this method is used to convert the string to uppercase. So if I have a string name mark and I do console.log of name.toUpper, be sure to check the spellings or the casings, and as this is a function we will call it by using the parentheses. So as you can see, the uppercase, all the characters gets converted into the uppercase. Similarly, we also have lowercase. These are functions. Always remember. Let me run this again, and as you can see, similarly trim removes the white spaces, and this is also used to validate input. So if I have a string spaces, as you can see, a lot of spaces. And now if you want a string to do not have any extra space, you can type my string, so you can see what will it return. So now all the white spacings have been removed. So if I would have been using this my string without any space, so you can see the spaces won't get removed. So you can see the difference within it. And the fourth one is includes. Naming is very detailed, so it gives you an idea beforehand. It checks if a certain word or letter is present in the string, and it returns a boolean. So it returns either true. So if I have my string, so now if I want to check if my string contains the word new, so what can I do? My string dot includes, and within the parentheses you have to type the word. So now it will either result in true or false based on the condition that it finds new in our string. So as we have new inside, I think we should get a, and I think it also depends on the casing. So if we get, you can see the false gets printed out. And the fifth one is also very popular, and this is replace. So if I have a string, now I want to replace this string, my string dot replace, you have to type in two things. What do you want to replace? That I want to replace the cased a, uppercase a, with a lowercase a. So now let's see our string again. So you can see that it replaced the uppercase a into a lowercase a. Similarly, another method is, so slice gives you a substring or a part of a string. So what do I mean by that? Now if I want a sliced, I can type full string dot slice, and now we have two numerical values, a starting point point and an end point. So if I want to have 0 to 6, so let's see what will I get. So let me console.log it and clearing the terminal. So as you can see, a comp, the full string consisted of the full string, a complete string, but this one only gave you a part of the string, and you can easily calculate how many characters you will get by subtracting the bigger one with the lower one. 6 minus 0, so 6 characters. Let's combine a few in an example. So now I can use directly, I can uppercase if I want the string in uppercase, and I can also have the string to be lowercase as well. I can use the let variable and redefine it. So why I am doing this instead of just typing raw.trim, we'll find out later. But if I run this, you can see all the methods working out. These little tools come in handy all the time for formatting, cleaning up, checking for values, and customizing what you show on the screen. The power of method. Now here's a key detail that a lot of beginners don't know. Strings are immutable in JavaScript. That means once a string is created, you can't change it directly. All of these methods do not change the original string. Instead, they return a new string. If I have, so what do I mean by that? I mean type. If I have a string name and I slice 0 to 4 characters, me see what do I get? See, I'm getting a full string. This means that function returns a new string which we can store it in a new variable. Now if I use substring, you can see the change effects. Now if you want to change a string, you should always try to use let variable whenever with the string. This will help you change the string, but you have to reassign it. So what do I mean by that is let name mark. Now I have to change the name. Let me comment this one out because it is conflicting. Now if I have to change the name, I just simply have to reassign it. Name dot to uppercase, and let me display it to the console. So let me clear the terminal and you can see all the changes. So if you want to keep the modified version, you either store it in a new variable or reassign it to the same one. It's super important to remember this because a lot of people expect methods like dot replace to edit the original string, but they don't. Summary: use template literals with backticks and $sign with curly braces for clean and dynamic string building. Use dot length to get the total number of characters. Use string methods to work with strings effectively. And remember, strings are immutable methods. They always return new strings and they don't change the original. Get comfortable with these tools because you will use them in almost every JavaScript project, from UI text and user input to logs and debugging. In the next video, we will build on this and look at how to make decisions in code using if and comparison operators. So thank you.